guys, you're here with Olivia, and in today's review, we're going to be talking about the 2018 show on Netflix called The Haunting of Hill House. Now, this is a mini-series. There's only one season, and there's like 10 episodes. They are an hour long each, though. Now, as you can probably guess by the title of this show, it is psychological horror, mystery, supernatural horror, scary, has some creepy elements. You know, your basic stuff like that. The first episode of the show is pretty creepy. You got some cheap jump scares, you got some really crazy things going on that you're like, what is happening right now? You got some ghosts and random things happening. I don't really get scared from movies and shows, but it was intense for me. But then later on throughout the show, a lot of crazy stuff happened that completely turned the show around into something so much more than just a scary, fun show. Now, before I get started and talk more in depth about this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Alright, let's get started. So this will be a spoiler-free review. I will not give like a recap of every episode and spoil anything big, because I really enjoyed this and I definitely think everybody should watch it. Flashing between past and present, a broken, fractured family confronts haunting memories of their old home and the terrifying events that drove them from it. Now, I'll go a little more in-depth and give you guys kind of a layout of what really happened, since that was very vague. But things you should know before we get started, there are 7 people in the family. The mom, Olivia Kane, same name, just hers is spelled differently, the poser way. The dad, Hugh Crane. Their oldest child, Stephen Crane, he's 14. And then the second oldest sibling, Shirley Crane, 13. Then Theodora Crane, maybe 10. And then the 2 twins, the youngest, a boy and a girl, Luke Crane and Nellie Crane. They're very little, they're probably like 6 or 7. So a lot of little kids here, with the oldest barely being a teenager. And wowza, did these poor babies go through a lot. So this family has been moving around a lot because the mom and the dad are going to houses, they buy them, fix them up, and then sell them. Now, this was gonna be the last house they did, Hill House. It was like a really big mansion, so they were planning on spending the whole summer there, fixing it up, selling it, getting a lot of cash, and then buying their forever home. But things start happening. They move in, everything's just peachy, kids are fighting over which bedroom they want, classic stuff. But then by nighttime, weird things start happening. The youngest girl, the girl twin, Nellie, sees a ghost called the Bent Neck Lady, where she, has a bent, broken neck. We don't really see her, we only see the silhouette of her. You don't really see her face, but she's pretty creepy because she screams at you and hovers over you. Luke, the twin brother, keeps seeing a little girl who stares at him in the woods through his treehouse, and he draws very disturbing photos of things with black eyes just staring at him. And parents are concerned, nobody's concerned on why their 6-year-old child is drawing that stuff. I drew unicorns and hearts when I was 6. Not decapitated, bloody demon people, but to each their own. Shirley, the oldest daughter, found a cute little box of kittens in an old tool shed. She brought them home, and they died throughout the night. When she woke up the next morning, the only one living had completely white eyes, no pupil, no iris, all white, and a massive spider crawled out of its mouth. That's not traumatizing at all. So each of these kids have been having different experiences, different crazy things happening to them, but it's all kind of tied together. Each of these things that they've been going through and ghosts and things they've been seeing shape then how they grow up in the future, aka the present tense. What I like about this show is it's not just the kids seeing things, where which they they do a lot in movies and TV shows. They have the parents be left alone and the kids are looking crazy and just they have a big imagination. The parents have been seeing stuff too. The mom's been going through something because she has she gets really bad migraines where she gets very vivid dreams. Like, she dreams about her kids in the future and stuff that, like, actually happens. She sees dead people around the house. I mean, the mom's got some massive issues, which eventually kind of leads her to go crazy. The parents, in their infinite wisdom, choose to ignore all of this, even though there's also black mold, like, all over their house, and just tell the kids it's fine. Even though the wife herself is waking up at like 3 a.m, walking around the house talking to herself. That's normal. So yeah, every family member had a different experience in that house. And then they get really messed up in the present tense. Some of them are in complete denial and just like pretend nothing ever happened and the family's just crazy and has a disease, which is Steven, the oldest son. Luke became a drug addict, goes into rehab, gets kicked out of rehab, goes back into rehab. Nellie still keeps seeing the bent neck lady, even as an adult, and has sleep paralysis. Theodora wears gloves, doesn't touch people with her skin because she has, like, some weird powers that they kind of just glide over in the show, where if she, like, touches people's skin with her hands, she can, like, feel things and see things. Don't really know. They don't, like, completely cover that in the show, but that's fun. And Shirley got, you know, the luckiest. She's just a control freak. As the oldest daughter myself, sounds fitting. So even though these kids got out of Hill House, they still have massive issues. And they're not out of the woods yet. They're still being haunted. They're still having these things happen to them that eventually is going to lead them back to Hill House. But even though what I'm saying, there's a lot of like creepy supernatural stuff happening to them, it's not just about that. This movie has so much more. It goes over the grief, the sorrow, and the lasting memories and impact of a broken family. There's a huge twist at the end of the movie that's absolutely insane, and I do not want to spoil it at all, but it has a lot of stuff to do with the mom and Nellie and the bent neck lady. Now, in the first episode of the show, they make the ghosts in the house look evil, but you can kind of interpret it your own way. It has a very weird, interesting ending, and there's a lot of stuff in the background of the show that the characters are doing, the scenery, flashbacks that like comes up again later in the later final episodes. That's like a part of the big twist. There's just a lot of cool connections throughout the show that you think is related to like ghosts and the hauntings, but it actually has its own take. Now, this is a very, very, very fun, entertaining show. It starts off a lot scarier than it actually is. There is a lot of boring episodes, because, I mean, they're an hour long. There's maybe only, like, 3 boring episodes, but when they're an hour long, it feels like way more than that. Especially when there's only a total of 10 episodes. Like, you really don't want to have that many boring episodes when there's not a lot of show. So I wouldn't say it's, like, amazing or anything. And even now, like, I'm still kind of conflicted. Like, obviously I liked it, but the ending and things were just very weird. Like, once again, it's not just as simple as, like, a scary, haunted house. Like, there's more to it with this family. Like, the family themselves, especially the mom, Theodora, and Nellie, like, there's stuff going on with them, too. So it's not just the house, it's the family itself. Especially the mom. But I really felt like they could have almost made this into a movie at this point, since I felt like there was a couple filler stuff that just, like, didn't need to be added. Like, they were just trying to pad out the time and get to that hour mark. So it wasn't anything, like, amazing, but it was definitely really, really good. And I bet the book would be way better because this is based off of a novel, and I bet the book would be way more intense and just go deeper into the lore of things. But overall, I'd probably rate the show a 7 or 8 out of 10 just because it was different, it was unique, not just your basic scary stuff. There was so much more to it. It was just kind of weird and different. Still, I'm not like 100% clear on what even happened at the end of that show. But I'm also not very good at like piecing things together. So I bet if like somebody else watched it, they'd probably get it better than I would. But yeah, Definitely would not go showing little kids this movie. Still is a scary show. I mean, it's rated TV MA. My brother tried watching an episode, and I think he got a little scared too, and he's 13. If they're like fearless and just don't get scared easily, then I'd say 13 plus is a good rating. I would say it leans more to the mystery side and like the what is going on, more than the like scary supernatural side. And it is a little confusing at first, especially with how much like present tense and past tense and flashbacks and all over the place it is. For the first couple episodes, you don't really know the characters even. You can't like match who the adult version is with the young version, so you're just kind of like, I don't know what's happening. But then later on in the episodes, when the kids have their own stories and they're like full episodes of what they went through, then it makes sense. And you recognize them and you grow to like them. I would say the show did a very good job of like finding and matching the younger actors to the older ones. They all look exactly identical to what they would grow up to look like. They also all look like a family. Like they all look related. They really did a great job of making the house and the scenery feel like it has a haunted vibe to it. Like it's not a beautiful, bright, vibrant, pink mansion with fluffy rainbows and unicorns. No, it definitely looks terrifying. And even if I moved into a house like that and it wasn't haunted, I'd still probably be scared. So overall, they did a great job with the show. The only downside I'd say is there was a couple boring episodes in a row, and the hour really did drag on. It felt like they probably could have shortened it down a bit or just made it into a movie. But otherwise, it was super good. Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen this show or if you've read the novel. What you think of this review? Make sure to like if you've enjoyed, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I hope I'll see you around.